I have my first animal, okay? And I'm gonna get them out, and I'm gonna let them sit right here next to you. And since we said they'd be fuzzy and soft, they'll be okay, right? Okay. Oh, there's something I forgot to tell you. My first animal has long, sharp claws.
Yeah.
How many of you like long, sharp claws? So what do you think if my animal has long, sharp claws? Is it still okay? Yes, she says yes, she likes long, sharp claws too. Let me see, do you have long, sharp claws? Well, she has some claws. I think she needs to clean her claws. Okay, anyways, you ready for this? Yeah? Everybody say, ooh. Ah. All right, I think you're ready. This is Shimmer, one of Indiana's shining stars. Yes, yes. So Shimmer's going to sit right here. Now, when Shimmer sits next to you, what do you think you should do with Shimmer? Well, Miss Lucy, what do you think you should do with a thing like this? Nothing? It's just going to sit there. You're not going to do anything at all. Oh, what is your name? Landon. Thank you. High five. Landon says you should pet it. Of course you should pet it. Just be careful because it does have long, sharp claws. Yes. So, now, when you pet my animals, because some of them you will be able to pet, how do you think we should pet my animals? Where do you think you should pet my animals? Back. Because all animals have what? Teeth. Do you have teeth, Miss Lucy? Let me see. Smile. Show them your teeth. Show them all your teeth. Do those look like nice teeth? But they could bite. Do you bite, Lucy? I hope not. But Shimmer should not bite either. But anything with a mouth can bite. So we want to make sure when we pet on the back. Fair enough? Okay. Now, the other thing too, before you pet any of my friends today, we're going to use 4 out of the 5 senses that we have. We're going to listen really well. We're going to look at things. You might smell some things. What else do you think we could do? Touch something. Did you say taste? You are not supposed to taste my animals. That is a no, young lady. So don't be tasting my animals. So after you pet, do me a favor. Let's not put our hands by our mouth and taste them, or by our eyes. And when we're all finished, we'll make sure we wash our hands really good. Okay? So Miss Lucy, I'm going to set Shimmer right here next to you.
Aww.
You may pet Shimmer. Yes, yes.
Why did he keep jumping away?
Because he likes me and he knows he's supposed to sit right there. So, now, besides that, I heard a lot of awes and isn't he cute and all the lovely stuff about Mr. Shimmer there. And what are some things you notice about Shimmer? If you were being a scientist today and observing, what are some of the things that you see that make Shimmer unique? Yes?
Ears.
What's that?
Ears.
His ears, yes. He's got some long ears to hear with. Absolutely. Young lady in the back. He's a little shiny in his coat. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am?
His nose is like...
Oh, his nose is working really hard. When do you think Shimmer likes to play the most?
Night.
Yes, ma'am.
Find the carrot.
Oh, to find carrots? Absolutely. But when do they like to play? What do you think?
They like to play jumping around.
They'll play jumping around, but do they like to play like in the morning, in the afternoon, at lunchtime, at night, while we're sleeping? When do they really like to play? Young man in the blue?
Night.
At night, you're right. They love to play at night. So, what kind of animals play at night?
Nocturnal.
Ah, very good. Can everybody say nocturnal?
Nocturnal.
Very good. So, he likes to play a lot at night. And so, being able to play at night, Shimmer needs these long, silly at night. Okay? Because what is he listening for?
Predators.
Predators. Something that might want to make Shimmer dinner. That would be a very bad night for Shimmer. So, you said his nose was going, and it is. It's moving around because he can smell really, really well as well. Now, what else do you know about Shimmer that probably helps at night? Yes, sir. Okay, he can be pretty fast with those long legs. What else?
What helps him at night? His nose or his ears?
Yep, so we talked about his nose and his ears. What else?
His claws.
His claws to dig and probably protect himself. What about you, young man in the orange?
At night, his eyes will open.
Ah, very good. If you notice, Shimmer has pretty big eyes for being kind of a little guy. So those eyes help see the best that they can at night, you bet. So those are all adaptations that help him to survive at night. Very good. Well, you did very good, Miss Lucy, keeping Shimmer company there. If you would like, you may have a seat back with your other friends. And I'm going to bring Shimmer around. If you would like to touch, you may touch, and I'm going to come by kind of quick. If you don't, just a no thank you, hands in your lap will work just fine, okay? So I will let you pet Shimmer if you would like. Feel how soft. Just watch your fingers and toes. If you stay right where you're at, I will come to you. I don't want to step on anybody. Now, besides being furry, he has these bones in his neck. What are bones when they're in their neck and their back called? Do you know? The spine, or what's another good word? It's part of your skeleton. Very good.
Vertebrae.
Very good, Miss Lucy. Vertebrae. Can everybody say that big word, vertebrae? Yeah, and now, I need everybody's help. Ready? On the count of 3, we're going to take a big breath and hold it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I have to.
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, you can let it out.
Yeah, I had to put.
What happened? What did you just do?
Take the breath in.
And where did it go?
Out.
But when it went in, where did it go into?
The lungs.
Ah, very good, our lungs. And so we need air in our lungs to breathe. Do you think Shimmer needs air?
Yeah.
So Shimmer needs air, and it has a vertebrae, and it is covered with hair. Feel your head. Do you have hair?
Yeah.
Or fur? A little different, right? But kind of the same. So what kind of animal would Shimmer be besides a rabbit? What do we call those things that have hair and vertebrae and all that stuff?
A bunny.
Okay, he's a bunny, right. But in general, young man in the back?
Mammal.
Very good. Air 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bam! That's a mammal. Can you guys say mammal?
Mammal.
Very good. All right. Now, my next friend, I don't know what kind of reactions I'm going to get from this one because it's way different. Not so soft and cuddly like Shimmer.
Should we give him a hug?
In fact, my next animal friend, not soft at all.
It's a snake. It's a snake. It's a snake.
It's sleeping in here.
What is it? A snake. A snake. A snake. A snake.
And it's a baby.
Baby.
This one's only about 6 months old. So it's a baby. An itty bitty baby. Oh,
What?
it's gotten a little bigger since the last time I saw it.
It's a snake.
Is it? Well, let me see.
Snake. Oh, yeah. Snake. Yeah, this is snake. I can see from
Oh, I see it.
This is what is it? Snake. Snake.
A snake? Well, if it was a snake, what would be different than Shimmer? Yes?
It would have scales.
Oh, let me see. They say you have scales. Yep, got scales. What else? Yes, ma'am. It would be long. Depends what you think long is, but
A snake.
It's kind of long, yeah. What do you think? It's what?
Cold-blooded.
Ah, very good. She said it's cold-blooded. Do you guys know what cold-blooded means?
Yeah.
What's it mean? What do you think it means, sir?
What's in there?
Kind of. We're warm-blooded, which means like outside today, it's pretty warm outside, right? And if we were running around playing, our bodies would start to sweat. And that would help cool us off. That's our air conditioning system. Or in the wintertime, when it's cold outside, and if you forget to put your coat on, you might shake and shiver. That's your body trying to warm itself up. Being cold-blooded means your body changes and changes to the temperature around you. So today it's 80 degrees outside. This animal's body temperature would be 80 degrees. Or if tonight it gets cold and it goes down to 65 degrees and you're laying outside, your body's only 65 degrees. So the body temperature changes, where we don't like our body temperature changing because then we're usually saying we are sick. But this animal, it's cold-blooded and its body temperature can change.
I can smell it.
Yes. Ooh, you have one. Well, would you like to see my friend?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Absolutely positive? Yes. Okay.
This snake, I know it's a snake, but wait.
This is Monty, and Monty is a baby. Okay? Monty, when Monty is full grown, will be about 5 or 6 feet long, so as small, tall as me, if not a little bit taller. Now, if you notice, as Monty's coming around, Monty will be doing this.
Smelling around.
Now, why is Monty doing that? What do you think?
Because she's hissing to stay away from her.
Oh, she's not hissing. Let me listen. Nope, no hissing. What do you think?
To smell.
Ah, very good, to smell. Even though there's little holes on the outside, that's not her nose. Like we have a nose, her nose, the way she smells is actually on the inside of her mouth. So when that tongue goes out, she's actually sensing and pulling in air and then being able to smell that air that goes inside her mouth. Now, the other thing is too, have you ever been given a great, big, super duper bear hug by like mom or dad or grandma or grandpa? When it was like, squeeze you so tight and then they don't let you go? Guess what?
Some snakes do that.
Some snakes do that, and you know what? Monty likes to do that. So what do we call a snake that gives great big super duper bear hugs? They are in the back of the blue? You forget?
Python.
Well, actually she is a ball python, you're right, but what do we call the type of snakes that give those bear hugs? Do you know? Some of them are big and huge, but she's kind of tiny and she gives bear hugs. Do you know? What do you think? Okay, in just a minute I will be happy to listen, but let's see if we can get the answer to my question first, okay? What do you think, Miss Lucy?
Constrictor.
Ah, constrictor. Can you guys say constrictor? Yeah, Lucy's a constrictor, which means that she will give great big super duper bear hugs to what she wants to make her dinner. And she forgets to let go. So that squeezes them really tight. And then that tongue, as it's flickering in and out, can tell when it cools down and knows that it's ready for dinner. Now, I need you guys to open your mouths as wide as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see lots of teeth. Well, Monty has a few teeth, but if you were a snake, opening your mouth, the bottom part of your jaw, do you know where it would go? Down past your belly button. If you were a snake, you'd be able to open your mouth as wide as down past your belly button. Mucus. Now, some things are covered with mucus. It's important for them to have it because it's a protection. How many of you have ever gone fishing before? Ever touched the outside of a fish? A little slimy on the outside? Guess what that is? Fish mucus. Because are all our rivers and lakes and ponds around here in Indiana clean?
Fish.
No. And so if a fish had an injury or had gotten hurt and it didn't have the mucus to cover it up, it could get sick from the bacteria in the water. So that mucus helps cover it and give it a protection. My next friend is covered in mucus. I need a helper though first. Let's see. Young lady there in the purple. Come on up. What is your name? Nora. Would you have a seat right here, Miss Nora? Now, my friend really likes trees. So Nora, do you think you can be a tree? Sitting there. Do you have limbs? Can you make a limb for me? Let's see. Oh, that's a perfect limb. Could you hold that limb? Yes. It's not going to get too tired, is it? And no swaying in the wind. Okay? You want my friend to be like this limb. All right, you ready for this? Sure. All right.
I have a question.
This is
Tree frog. Tree frog.
Splat! Now, as you can see, Splat likes you. You're a pretty good tree. But he doesn't like it to move too much. Because what did he do when it went upside down? Was he able to hang on? He can't hang on. Yes, he can hang on, but he's climbing on your tree. Let's see. Will he keep climbing up? Oh! He just went splat! That's a very bad day.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, there we go. There he's hanging on. Woo! I was worried about Splat for just a moment. So, Splat has mucus covering on him, and I'm not going to let everybody touch Splat because if we all touch him, guess what would happen? Well, he might jump a little bit, but each of us would get a little bit of Splat's mucus on us. And then would he have much left? No, and then could he protect himself? No, so would that be a good or bad thing? Bad. Yeah, bad. Now, I heard some of you say he is a tree frog. You're right, a white tree frog. And part of the reason we call him a white tree frog is because of his coloring. You stay right there. And the one thing that I love about Splat, if we look, what color, if you can tell, I will try to get him to show you. What color is Splat? He wants to fly. Stand still just a minute. We'll go upside. What color is his bill? It's white, right? He is going to answer. And what color is his back? Green. Green. This is very, very important because a lot of animals, like Splat, have what we call white on their bottom, and a color on their back. And you know what we call that? It's called counter shading. Can you say counter shading? Yeah. My favorite animal that has it are penguins. That white belly and a dark black back. And that's very important for them as far as protection. Because as he would be swimming in a pond, do you think maybe a big bass might want to make Splat dinner? Yeah. Absolutely. But that white on Splat's belly, if he was swimming along and the fish was looking up, what could that white blend in with?
Top of the water.
Top of the water, or even better?
The sky.
The sky, the clouds up in the sky, right? So it's kind of camouflage for him. But if Splat kind of dove down deep and was swimming, that green on his back, is it easy to see down through the waters, the lakes, the ponds? Because it gets kind of dark, right? Would he be camouflaged on his back? Yeah. Same way with our penguins in our oceans. Their bellies are white, so as they're swimming and other larger animals underneath, they would blend in with the sky. Or the black on their back, if they would die down and somebody be on top of them, they're actually camouflaged. So even though there's a stark difference in their colors, that's actually part of their camouflage. It's pretty cool that way. All right? What do you guys think? Thumbs up or thumbs down on Splat? Thumbs up. All right, I'm going to put Splat back in his container. Thank you for your help. You were a great tree limb, but I'm going to at least bring him a little closer so that everybody can look. So I'll bring him past so you can take a quick peek in his cage so you can see him up close. Autumn, come have a seat. Oops, careful there. So, if my next friend is covered with feathers, what kind of friend must I have?
Bird. It copies. It's a bird. Lucky dog. I'm gonna hold it. It could. Does it fly?
Now,
Boys and girls.
Oh.
Boys and girls. Let's close our mouths and listen, okay? She'll answer your questions.
This is a ring-necked dove, and Autumn is being a little missed for my dove at the moment. Now, I heard lots of you ask, does it fly? Well, doves do fly, you are right, but my dove right now is not going to fly. How many of you trim your toenails and fingernails? I hope so. Those are your claws. You should be taking care of them, right? So, my dove, we actually, I'm going to take her for just a second. We actually take and we trimmed a few of her wings on this side. And so, they're growing back pretty good. So she actually can fly actually pretty well right now. But we trimmed them. Do you want to sit there or you want to behind? Either place. All right. But we trimmed them in order for her to be able to stay with us and stay close. And it doesn't hurt her. And she grows them back just like your fingernails and toenails grow. But we can tell a lot by a bird by its claws. And the fact that hers aren't real sharp, she actually would be the type that would sit in a nest. But our raptors, like owls and hawks and turkey vultures that we would see around here in Indiana, they have what we call talons, right? Because they swoop down and pick up their food with their talons. And we can also tell a lot by a bird because they don't have teeth, instead they have beaks. And if they have a soft beak, they're going to eat softer foods like vegetables and fruits and nectar possibly. Or if they have a really hard beak, they might need that beak to rip and to tear into maybe other animals, like sometimes when we see birds alongside the road helping us be little vacuum cleaners and clean up some of the roadkill that's there. And you know, that's important because does roadkill smell good or bad? Yeah, it's kind of nasty, huh? And so their job is to kind of be vacuum cleaners and clean that up, so they have an important job. Absolutely. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Let it go.
That's right, dogs in your houses can be good cleaners too, can't they? All right. Well, is he soft or is he hard? Very soft, right? Feel its tail feathers? Are they different? Yep, they're different because those tail feathers, that's what's going to guide him. It's going to turn and make him go up and down and left and right. Are those tail feathers? The ones on his back, they're the ones that kind of keep him warm and cuddly. All right. Now, those of you in the back, you've been very patient. I'm going to bring around my friend, and you may have a seat. Thank you for your help. And this is Hope, by the way. I think I forgot to introduce her. Here you go, young man. Have a seat. What's your name? Okay.
He's swimming.
Have a seat, Paul. Would you feel flapjack on the back?
I always wanted to see children.
Little bumpy. What about his foot? It's kind of hard, a little scaly, because flapjack is a lot like our snake. He's a reptile, right? And when he gets scared, he can pull his arms and legs inside. Now he's a little different than a box tortoise because box tortoises usually have a hinge on their belly that they can pull in and close completely. He can't close completely, but do you see why he's called flapjack? A pancake tortoise? He's pretty flat, right? Usually we think of tortoises having that big arch on the back.
Like a pancake.
He does look a little bit like a pancake, doesn't he? A painted turtle, yeah. So do you think that he would come from around here? Would you find a pancake tortoise in Indiana? No, he actually comes from an area of the Cobes in Africa. So he would be an African type of tortoise. Okay? And since we're getting close on time, and I know some of you are places to go, I'm going to bring him around.
Hey, can we carry him?
Yep, you may touch his foot. Michelle, just let his head for me.
I found a huge one. Oh, the
And squeeze him and call him your own and name him George. Right?
Most of the people here don't get that.
I know. We do. So, this this is George. And you're right, he is a
Hamster.
not a hamster. Did any of you have the guinea pig as a pet?
I used to, but my daddy gave me.
You too? Okay, some of you have in the past. What do guinea pigs like to play?
It would sound like now.
They like to play at night like our rabbits. And oftentimes people do have them as pets.
Yeah.
Okay? And a lot of times you'll stick them in your bedroom and they have these really cool wheels. And guess what they like to do while you're trying to sleep? Run in that wheel and make all kinds of noise. And they like to go and keep you up. So do you think if you have a guinea pig as a pet, the best place to keep them is in your bedroom?
No, basement.
Probably not.
Basement.
Basement would be a good spot where it's cool, you bet. Now, George needs to brush his hair. Actually, no, that's the kind of guinea pig he is. He's got some crazy hairdo going on, but it makes him look so cool, right? So, a lot of the same features that we talked about our rabbit, the claws, the ears, the eyes, George has too. So sometimes animals have similarities, not always just differences. Just like as people, we have similarities, a lot of times more similarities than we do differences. Okay? Now, I think we have enough time for everybody to touch this one and then see my last animal friend. Is that okay?
Can we hold it? Can we hold it?
I'm sorry, can't let you hold them, sweetie. How many of you have pets at home? Ah, very cool. So I know you have different kinds of pets at home. So whether you have a dog or a cat, a guinea pig, a goldfish, maybe even a bird, and I'm not here to necessarily tell you what kind of pets you should or shouldn't have. The only thing that we would like to encourage you about through Indiana Wild is to make sure that you're a responsible pet owner and that realize when you become a pet's owner, you need to be willing to do it for a lifetime. And some pets, that's a very long time. A couple of my animal friends that I brought with me today, we got in Indiana Wild because somebody decided not to be a very good pet owner. So in fact, my tortoise, the pancake tortoise that you met, she's 32 years old. And she came to us from Indiana University, which could no longer use her anymore. So that's why she lives with us. My little ball python that I brought with me today, she actually came to us through animal care and control. So somebody had bought her as a pet and then decided they did not want her as a pet. And she can live up to be about 35 to 40 years old easily. And remember how old I told you she was because she's a baby? Only 6 months. So she has a long life yet to live. And somebody didn't want her for a pet anymore. And my last animal friend was actually turned in on an amnesty day because you're not supposed to have them as pets in Ohio. But not only was this one turned in, guess what? There were a whole bunch more. There were 19 other babies. So there were 20 altogether turned in. The thing about these babies is mine's still pretty little. She can get to be up to 4 to 6 feet long and weigh hundreds of pounds. Now, when Indiana Wild can no longer use her to show for you folks, we actually will take her up to Michigan. There is a reserve up in Michigan that she'll be able to live out her life in. But if we didn't do this, she would not make a very good pet. I think you'll see why in just a moment. What do you think about my friends? She, you're right. It's just like a kitten. See, her close her eyes. But there's a problem. Hey, her teeth. Maybe she doesn't want to show them teeth. But to be honest, even though she's still a baby, she's still not real big, right? This tail, guess what it can do? It can swing and smack you. And it will hurt. And she has long, sharp claws. And very sharp teeth. So imagine what she would be like if she got to be up over 6 feet long and weighed hundreds of pounds. Would you want her living in your house as a pet? She would not make a very good pet. Okay? So imagine 20 of these babies running around. Not so good, right? So we just ask that you remember to be good pet owners as well. Let's see. You sat there, young man, very nicely. Will you come here? Yes. Here, stand right there. Will you hold that end? You know what comes out of that end, right? Okay, good. You pull up that end. I'll take the teeth. You can have that end. Okay. So, you can handle the teeth? You can't handle what comes out?
Oh, yeah.
Touch it.
Gently and carefully, please.
Thank you.